Errol the True Spence is starting to really apply pressure to Keith Thurman now. He did an interview that got relayed on Boxing City, and I'll leave it in the description for y'all to read it. And he's starting to put the necessary pressure on Keith Thurman, basically to fight him as soon as he comes back, that he wants that fight. And we know Keith Thurman has not been, very vocal about wanting that fight. He's sounding good after the Kell Brook and Errol Spence fight for victory for Spence. But before that, he wasn't really sure that he wanted to fight that fight next anyway. And they're both under the same PBC banner. This is your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic, by the way. And it just seemed like he didn't really want to fight, right away. Especially if Errol Spence was going to be the winner. But Errol was in the interview and he said a lot of the things that I said in a video I did about the POV with Errol and Keith. It's basically that Keith Thurman is a front runner. He don't finish strong. He don't finish strong. He don't run through the tape. If you watch TNT Overtime with Barkley and Shaq and Kenny, you know what I'm talking about. He don't run through the tape. This is a marathon, but he walks at the end of the marathon and finish. With Guerrero, he faded towards the end. With Garcia, he started to fade and do a lot of unnecessary movement, and they let him. Guerrero cut the ring off at the end. He just wasn't a big enough puncher. But Garcia fouled him on the ring, don't know how to cut the ring off and let him, escape with a victory. And he don't know how to close distance as well. But Errol Spence Jr. don't have that damn problem. He knows how to close distance. He gets stronger as the fight goes on, and that's his advantage in this fight, really. Is him being stronger and him being able to cut the ring off and make it tough and make it hard on Keith Thurman and make him bite down and fight. Keith don't like to plant and fight a lot. He like to, pity pat. Well, not pity pat. He punches hard. He likes to run. It's the difference between running and educated boxing movement. And Keith does a lot of running. He just evade. He tries to get away from his opponent, then try to make a boxing move. When he moves, it's not a boxing move in mind that he's trying to make. But, he's a good puncher. And the question for Errol Spence is really going to come whereas can he, walk Keith down and take Keith punches. I think Keith is the better power puncher, pure puncher, of the two. And Errol likes to catch a lot of punches on his glove as well. But, can he, Keith punches on your glove, you're going to feel it. So it's pretty much going to can he come down the pipe and take Keith power. But he already said in the interview, I'm going to leave in the description, that Keith Thurman's been knocked out in the amateurs. And back in 2010 versus a guy named Robertson, he got dropped and got hurt real bad, but ended up getting up stopping him in the third. So he knows that it can be done. If he says if he hits Keith with the right shots, he can get him out of there. He's very confident that, he's a stronger fighter. He can stop Keith Thurman. He said Keith has been knocked out before, and it's something that can happen again. And he's absolutely right. He's there to be knocked out. It's just, can people cut the ring off on him? And everybody hasn't been able to cut the ring off on him. And what Sean Porter tried, he didn't have no boxing skills. He didn't want to use straight punches. And Keith is another dude that don't use straight punches. He'd rather not use the jab and the straight right. He'd rather come with hooks. And Earl's going to come down the middle with crisp punches. But it sounds like Errol Spence Truth is going to come back in September on regular Fox at American Airlines Arena in Dallas. Good for him. I don't know if Canelo and Golovkin going to fight down there in Texas at the Cowboy Stadium, but that'll be a good look for Spence. We go.